This is Tina, Lori, and Dee Dee. We are going to be talking about chapter 5 and 6. And thank you for joining us with the Healing Tree Circle. And today we'll talk about chapter 5, and we are talking about the book, The Happy Pocket Full of Money. And hopefully you've caught up by now. Hopefully you've gotten your book by now, and you started reading it as well. And we are excited to join you with chapter 5, Thinking and Speaking. Woohoo!
Yes.
Each chapter gets much more interesting. I will tell you. I'll start off with just one thing that I wrote down, and there's a statement in here that says, "In the presence of suffering, try not to resist. Instead, examine with an open mind, and the answer will always show itself without fail."
Wow.
Very powerful statement. Very powerful statement. So, Lori, what did you take from chapter 5?
Well, yeah, that same part about suffering. It reminded me of what he says in the book. Reminds me about suffering being an indicator, like the oil light in your car. It's just pointing out an error in thinking. And so, like you say, when you stop and just be curious and examine it, and like, what's this about? Instead of resisting it, pushing it away, not wanting to look at it, be curious and look for the higher thought that would serve you better. So what you resist persists, and if you don't want it to persist, then this is one way of dealing with it.
Yeah. How about you, Dee Dee? What did you get from chapter 5?
Well, in this chapter, I thought that it was pretty amazing that it's so friendly with the universe. When we are in alignment with the universe, it just co-creates everything together, which is really amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say life is your mind expressed. Life is your mind expressed. The outer world is the densest part of yourself. It's an extension of your mind. So stop believing in the illusion of separation, and your power will rise dramatically. Your power, you take the control based on your belief.
Yeah, and there's a part in there that talks about Einstein, right? All of us believe Einstein was a master genius. I did not realize that he was not born a genius in math and physics. A lot of his intellect is from his ability to manifest, and he was a master manifester without knowing it.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
Just crazy. And then this part, just keep in mind, if you think wealth, not contradictory thoughts, you will become wealth. Because the moment you have that contradictory thought, whatever it is, even if it's a split second, you have to start all over again. And you have to be so confident in what you're asking the universe, right, to bring to you. I am. It's so powerful. So powerful how your thought process really gives you what you want, as long as you don't cause any contradictory thoughts or any problems, or you start doubting yourself, right? So the whole big thing is, have the confidence in yourself. You're born with natural confidence. It's the world around you and perception of things that cause you to have these negative thoughts and these negative things, or somebody tells you, "Oh, you can't do that," or "You can." How many times have you seen somebody say, "Oh, you can't do that," and that person becomes like the best thing ever? Right? Because it was the power of that person generally that became that somebody, because they were challenged, because they were told they couldn't do it. So it's just amazing the power of your mind and what you can do to manifest your existence.
Exactly. Did you have something to add?
Well, just that when we co-create or we create, it says here, life, the source, uses your thoughts as the instructions by which to create your reality in the material world. So if we kind of look at it, there's so much chaos in the world, and we could get stuck in that chaos by saying, "Oh my God, this, oh my God, that." But instead, if we can sit there and get that calmness and know what our thoughts are, and really look at them and be in that positive. Not, people say, "Oh, you're wearing your rose-colored glasses." Well, sometimes you have to be able to get through things, but we're putting that energy out there And that energy is what changes everything around us.
Yeah, I had written down too, always be calm. A calm mind is unaffected by fear causing and anxiety causing situations. So before proceeding with something, remind yourself of the laws of the universe, like he lays out in this book, and calm down first. And then you act. You choose your thoughts, you choose your beliefs, and be real conscious of it.
Right. And it is true. I mean, a lot of things that I've learned in my years, whenever I have to make a big decision in life, I pull the feelings and emotions completely out of out of what I need to do. And some people go, "How do you do that?" Well, you have to learn to do that. And once you do, if you truly pull yourself away and look at it from an instant and make that decision, you will not believe that you will make the best decision. But when you add emotions to any decision you make, then that's sometimes you make the wrong decision because your emotions are controlling the situation. It's just amazing. And I didn't know if I wanted to bring up about the travel agent.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So
I love this.
I know this was so interesting, and you probably heard this before, but this was really impactful. So manifesting, you have to be very specific, right? You have to be very specific in manifesting. You got to give exact detail, right? It's just like going to a travel agent and saying, "Hi, I want to go to do a European trip." Well, then the travel agent's going to say, "Well, when would you like to do that?" And you'll say, I don't know, maybe spring." Well, there's discounts around that time. Can you give me a little bit more detail? So basically, they need your air flight, what you're looking for, your likes, dislikes, what you don't want on your trip. All these things a travel agent needs to know in order to maximize the best benefit for what they're quoting you. Because they don't know when you walk in that door. And that's exactly how manifesting is. Just remember, anytime you think of something, think of that travel agent story. Well, if I'm going to go here, I got to tell the travel agent, what airline do you want to go? What time of year? What's your likes, dislikes? Where's things you don't want? I never really thought of it that way, but it really is amazing how your thought process and being very specific is very important. I know there's one time I listened to something similar to that, and it was so funny. I can't remember who the lady that did it, and she said this lady wanted to manifest a husband, and she had all the criteria of everything she needed, but one thing she did not say is make sure he's not already married.
Oh. And specific.
Be specific, right? He had everything that she wanted, and then that was the one thing the lady ended up telling her. He was the perfect guy. Walked right in, and I found out he was already married. So it's just situations like that make a big difference, and I think about that sometimes too. So be specific. The more detail you give, the better off you are in manifesting what you want in your true desires.
Another thing too that I picked up here was about when we look at our current conditions and then base what we think we can manifest, what we think we can have based on what we currently have, there's a faulty thinking there, because really what you're looking at in present time is a reflection of what your past thoughts have manifested. There's just a little gap in time there. So whatever's showing up for you currently, that's not your limit of what is possible. It's just showing you what you have manifested based on past thoughts. All that's giving you is information. And once you have that information, you can really do something with it. You can say, oh, is this what I want? How can I tweak my thoughts? How can I change my beliefs? And how can I start being, like you say, more and more specific and more consistently? And keep consistently thinking, believing, speaking about what you are really wishing for, what you're dreaming about.
That's very interesting. Wow. Do you have any more thoughts on chapter 5 on thinking and speaking, Dee Dee?
I do. That kind of goes along with free will. It says life does not select which thoughts to express, which ones not to. So a lot of times when we have something going on, we're thinking, well, why did God this or why that, or and instead of going within to look at it and say, wow, okay, those were my thoughts when, how can I tweak that? How can I really look at that? God's Spirit just doesn't sit up there and say, oh, I'm taking that one and this is what's going to happen to you. That helps us really take a look at within us to be able to really get deep down there to be able to know that we do have free will. So be very careful how we choose those mindsets.
Absolutely. Yeah, and one thing I just love about him, he's very direct the way he writes and what he offers. He says,
yes.
if a negative thought arises, say stop.
Yes.
Just
say
stop.
I know.
And
I thought
move
that was
on.
awesome.
Yeah, and move on to a positive thought.
It's like you
We-
tell yourself, stop.
Stop, just stop. And I always gonna liken it to switching the channel. Like, so if you
Yeah.
don't like something that you're listening to, a program, streaming, whatever you're watching, a radio station, if you don't like it, all we do is switch the channel. We switch
Yeah.
the station. And so it's just stop. If you don't like the negative thoughts, and if they're not leading you in a good direction, any thoughts, then just stop and move on to a positive thought, and do it consistently enough that becomes your habit. Pretty soon you're going to reroute the path to begin with, and you're not going to be spending so much time on the negative thoughts. But it does take a lot of perseverance. I don't know who figures this stuff out, but they say that we have somewhere between 50,000 and 70,000 thoughts a day. Just think about that. And so
I think Tina probably has 150,000
yeah,
thoughts a day.
yeah, at least she's extraordinary. So
I'm over here going, if you have to say stop, don't say it out loud, because God forbid if you're in the subway, or say you're going to order a sandwich, right? And you got all these thoughts because 3 people are standing there.
Yeah.
Don't go, stop! Because then everybody's going to be standing there going, who the hell is she talking to, right? So say it in your head. Say it in your head. It's okay. It'll be the same thing. Just be careful. Word of advice.
You see why I say she has 175,000?
So just be aware of that most of those 50 to 70,000 or 150,000 thoughts a day are repetitive. They are not new thoughts. That we go into that thinking where we just cycle around with the same thoughts all the time, and a lot of times they're not helpful. They're not positive. They're not leading us to where we want to be. And so that's why to be as conscious and deliberate about your thoughts and your words, really slow down, slow down, no. and try to listen and hear yourself is really beneficial. It can really change the
I'm
path.
just asking myself, what cheese do I want to eat for lunch today?
Oh
That's
my
what's
gosh.
going through my head. What
Oh
cheese
my
am I going
gosh.
to eat for lunch as I'm working? I have a cheese fetish, y'all.
All right.
Well, thank you so much for joining us
Yes.
for Chapter 5. We are going to roll into Chapter 6 in just a moment. But we thank you for joining us and hope you enjoyed the valuable information and are reading it along with us.
I know.
Yes.
We are just
I
so
hope
excited.
This sparks you into getting this book and reading it along, because it's so
Way
packed
more
full
than
of
what we can.
information.
Yes, way more than we can fit
Yeah.
in a discussion. So thank you so much, and we will see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Oh, wait,
Bye.
wait, wait, wait.
Oh yeah.
What is it? I
I
am
am
wealth. I am
abundance.
abundance. I am joy. Hi, Nate.
We're just in our own world over here.
Have you heard
Oh
from her
look,
at
it's
all?
recording. It's not supposed to. I didn't hit the button. Damn it.
I'm gonna give her about another half hour.
Tina.
Dee Dee's being a challenge today. Anyway, I'm gonna pretend I'm Dee Dee. Ready? Hi everybody, I'm Dee Dee. This is Lori and Tina. Thank you for coming back and joining us for Chapter 6 with the Healing Tree Circle.
Yeah.
We are continuing the book review on A Happy Pocket Full of Money.
Yes.
And we are so excited to share this chapter, which talks about goals, the roadmap to and in wealth. Ooh, lot of interesting
Yes,
things in
yes,
this.
yes,
I
yes.
swear, every
Yeah.
chapter we read, it gets better
I know.
and better. And
I
he
know.
said that too, didn't he? In like chapter 2,
Yeah.
he said
Yeah.
each chapter will get better and better. So we are excited to share this. Thank you for joining us, and Dee Dee,
Yes.
why
Hello,
don't you
hello, hello.
start it off?
You know what I really like about this chapter was it said I'm not a goal setter. I'm really not. I'm.
We know that.
We.
setter. She's a goal setter. She don't think she is. But
I
she is.
you know, I do have certain goals, but you know, I'm more cautious of my thoughts. And the thing that I really like about this is goals get you thinking in the right way to wealth. And
That
so,
is true.
you know, again, and wealth isn't about money all the time. It's about
Right.
abundance, and it's
Right.
about joy, and it's about peace. And so when you take a look at that aspect of goal setting, you know, my goal is having a very calm family living life for Emma and myself. And so, you know, that's where I really, really love this, because setting goals is well enough, but setting goals correctly is what I'm learning out of this book right
Oh,
now.
wow.
Yes,
And
the
that's a big
quality
thing.
of the
That's
goal,
huge.
not the
Yes.
quantity
Exactly.
of the goal.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So my 150,000 thoughts sometimes may not be right,
No.
right?
I think it just went up to 200,000.
Focus. It's hard to focus, as you can imagine. But what he talks about is how goals focus your thoughts,
Yes.
so you know where you're going. How you get there will come in time. You don't have to worry about that, but you have to just simply believe and first set goals, and set a lot of goals. The universe is just, you know, aiming towards what you're setting out there. It's not choosing for you. So the more you set your goals, and it doesn't have to be huge goals all the time. Even like smaller goals. I want to get plant a flower garden out in a certain part of my yard. That's a goal. So it's some of them are big lifetime goals, and some of them are smaller goals. But just keep setting those goals. He says, do what the crowd does, and you get what the crowd gets. So if you just go along with life without really having a plan, without having a goal, you know, you might wake up one day saying, what am I doing? You know, I've had so many other ideas. Well, be clear with them then. Be clear and specific, and set your goals out there with as much detail as you can.
Right. Yeah, and
What do you-
just like you said, Lori, you know, the word ideas is very important that you bring that up, because ideas are one thing, but when you're trying to manifest, your ideas have to be specific, right? So
Right.
everybody's got ideas that are rolling, but just remember, ideas don't become the reality. Think how many people that have invented something, and they're going, oh man, I invented that, I have that written down, or oh, I thought of that, but you didn't put that idea into a reality, right? So think about that. So your manifesting is so very important, and what he stresses about this is more that you visualize the images in your head, the better it is. So just think, the words are good on the specifics, but you got to visualize. And there's one part about, you know, that we were talking about wealth, and you're right, Lori, it's not all about money, because remember, money is so I'll read this one part. It was very interesting. I kind of stepped back a little bit on this, and I want to get your thoughts on this. So it says, hard work alone is not the key to wealth. People have gotten wealthy with and without hard work. Wealth consciousness as a whole is the key, and the goal setting in the right way can provide the map. So just like you were saying, Dee Dee, it's the quality of the goal, not that matters. So that was interesting. How did you guys take with that statement? Pretty same, huh?
Yeah, hard work alone. So it's I can work really, really hard, but if I don't know where I'm going and what I'm working towards, then it's pretty ineffective.
Exactly.
So yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely, I agree
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
And he talks about living by design and not by accident. And really, you live by accident when you don't really have those thoughts about where you want to head to, what you want to work on, what you want to see in your life. So you're going to live by accident. So to be as specific as possible, he actually outlines too the steps in good goal setting. So I just wanted to run through these, and you can feel free to jump in or add to it. But he talks about it's not enough to set the goals. Goals must be set in a certain way, a right way that is the most friendly to the universal laws. So he talks about listing what you would like to have and to do and to be for between now and the next 30 years. It doesn't have to be limited to like anytime soon. The universe doesn't care about soon. It's just always here and now.
Right.
So
Because
list
time is irrelevant.
Time is
Remember,
irrelevant,
time
yes.
is irrelevant. Not tomorrow. Remember, You don't say tomorrow. You don't say next year.
Yep.
Everything is soon. If you're going to
Soon.
use the word, say soon, because time is irrelevant. You are the one that put a time frame on there.
Mhm.
So just remember to keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So just keep listing everything you can think about, places that you want to visit, places you want to live, skills you want to acquire, people that you want to meet, and projects and all kinds of things. Just list everything you can. And then for each goal, write the reasons why you wish to have that. And the reason for that is so that you can get clear and specific and tell the universe in thoughts and feelings and beliefs what you're really focused on, what your real intention is there. Maybe you want to live in a certain area, but that's because you want to live near family and you want to have lots of gatherings with a family and you want to see your grandkids grow up. And as much as you can add to that picture, the universe can use that picture.
Yeah, your reason empowers your goal.
Yep.
So just remember that your reason empowers your goal. That was very interesting.
Mhm. So it says the more real and detailed your visualizations and imaginings, the faster and more accurately you will realize your goals. So he even talks about, I mean, a lot of us have heard about vision boards. So
Yes.
he talks about
He gets
vision
in that,
boards.
yes, and number 3 about cutting the magazine
Yes,
and things
yes.
of that nature. That was interesting, and that is true. Remember, pictures, so vital.
Yeah.
Pictures help bring it to reality for you faster.
Mhm. And then every day, read your list and look at your pictures. Just spend 5-10 minutes doing that every day. So it's always really fresh in your mind, and you're holding it there. Because life does kind of get in the way sometimes. We have a lot of things that we just have to get done and do and take care of, and so many distractions. So keep that forefront in your mind by reviewing that. Keep your journal with you. Have your journal, a journal, maybe it's a digital one, maybe it's just a pocket size, something you can just keep adding to and reflecting on. Maybe you have a wait in the dentist's office and you can spend that time
Yes.
reviewing that and
Yes.
all of what you've written there.
Yeah, because we all have that sticky note thing in our phones. You know, I pull that up
Yeah.
a lot of times with my 150,000 thoughts. I have to pull my sticky note up just to remember, ooh, 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 and I start writing it down because I will forget it. Because my brain does run as fast as the Shanghai train. But, you know, that's just so important because, you know, so many things happen and that one little thought makes a world of difference, right? You could forget something or whatnot and you're saying, oh, I got to remember that.
Right.
Right?
And then just like you said too, just having the goal doesn't mean that it comes to fruition. The next part in his list of steps here is that do something that takes you closer to your goal. Anything, any little step. It doesn't have to be huge. However small, a step that even may be unseen at first. Because, you know, I love the story about somebody who is ready to start going back to the gym and getting in shape. And they're thinking about it and thinking about it. And then so one day they get their shoes, their gym shoes, and they put them by the door. And they're like, I am one step closer to getting to the gym because the shoes are by the door. It might be a step like that most people are going to kind of question. But just know that you are taking that small step to get you closer to your goal. Every act is an act of self-definition and creation. And the act can be a thought as well. It doesn't have to be a physical thing. And then do everything with gratitude.
Very important.
Yeah, I love this. I always love that.
Gratitude, if you have not heard about being very grateful and have gratitude for what you're being given in this existence and for your reality, you have to be appreciative of what it is. You know, a lot of people say, well, what's really gratitude? Being appreciative and things like that for what you have in your current existence. So many people focus on what they don't have, and the universe doesn't look at the negative thoughts, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
What they don't have, that they don't focus enough on what they do have. So do remember that. That's where you say, stop. When you have,
Right.
when you have those in your head.
Yeah, and go back to gratitude.
And go back
Think,
to
speak,
gratitude.
and act with gratitude. The gratitude of knowing you are guaranteed success if you act in the ways of these laws. Gratitude is a statement of certainty to the universe, and that is power. That is your power. So being genuinely grateful and excited about the fact that you already have your goals realized. That's kind of how the universe works, even when it doesn't feel like it yet, but they're guaranteed as long as you follow these
Consistency,
laws of the universe. And then enjoy experiencing your goals manifested into reality, and rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat.
Now, I know you had a couple things too that you wanted to make sure you added. Is one of them leaping out at you?
Not right, no, not right now.
Underlining over there.
This was probably a very interesting chapter for Dee Dee.
It was.
It brought her a lot of enlightenment. But I like that, though, that you said that. I like that you said your goals are all about the quality of the goal, not the quantity of your goals. And it's really nice because there's one part, I'm going to end with this chapter with the statement, well, on my side, it says, always set your goals higher than your present reality.
Oh, yeah.
This does not mean that you are never going to be satisfied with your achievement. It doesn't mean that you should get greedy. No. On the contrary, it means that you should enjoy every day without worry.
Oh,
That was an interesting paragraph on that. So,
that would
Yes.
be huge.
just you got to remember not to worry about things that you're losing. You should not worry about maintaining that million that you just made. Instead, make the million and enjoy making it and having it. But when you reach that million, do not switch to worrying about keeping it. Instead, set a new goal and keep your eye on that new goal while you enjoy your old success without worrying about maintaining them.
Oh, I love
Very
that.
impactful paragraph for me. Very impactful.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I've been a goal setter my entire life. Some people are, some people aren't. But I think honestly, I think we just set goals differently in different ways, in different terminations. How about you, Dee Dee? Because you know what me and Lori. How about you? Because you know me and Dee Dee's goal setting techniques. Woo!
Yeah,
I need some water.
I have been, I believe at times rather goal oriented, and I have my list, and you were talking about your list yesterday, 23 things on your list, and we sometimes think we're not doing very well if we don't get to all those things, but really you accomplished like 20 things, 21 things. I mean, it moves you forward. So sometimes I've been like that, other times I've not. This gives me a whole different way to think about goals, though, that the universe really needs us to have that goal to give it a direction and to help us move forward. And without that, the universe is just being the universe. It's waiting. It's going to wait for us patiently. And this part here, I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that he talks about have hundreds of goals, have thousands of goals. That the nature of goals is that goals are images of the mind, and that is the stuff that the universe uses to create. So have those goals, those images out there that the universe can work with. The goals do have a tendency to just come true. It's almost, especially the lighter you can be with it. If you're hoping and wishing and wanting for something to happen, that's going to keep you in that mode of wanting it, waiting for it. It's the law of attraction. You're going to get more of the same, and you're going to be wishing and waiting and wanting. So to just be light about it, set your goal, say, wouldn't that be nice if that happens? This is going to be great when that happens. And then just watch it unfold and enjoy it. And then when you reach your goal, the driving force of the goal is gone. So the universe needs new input, more goals. That's why just keep having, just a rotating collection of goals, keep adding to them, keep adding specificity to it, and just enjoy the experimentation, with the universe. This one paragraph here I'd like to end with myself. The more you have these wishes in your awareness, all of the things that you want to set out there as goals, the more you'll start meeting with the coincidences in your life that make them come true. Life starts working magic, and you have passion and excitement. Remember, wealth is abundance expressed. Again, wealth is abundance expressed, translated into physical form, manifested. Abundance is all there is. It is your true nature and the nature of life. When you think of wealth, do not think only of money and business. Think of everything that you wish to have, do, be, or see in your life and the lives of other beings. life.
Right? Like health,
Yes.
family, love,
Joy.
joy.
Yes.
Yes, a lot of people think wealth is always tied to money. I get that asked a lot.
Yeah.
Well, it's not, right? Because then, remember, money's just an illusion. It's a material thing that we put into play. It's very interesting. Very good chapter. What
Yeah.
about you, Dee Dee? Did you have anything?
Yeah, absolutely. Here's the greatest insight for me, and that is you are merely an observer. Life gives unto life all on its own. In any case, it all exists. All you do is observe and experience. Try to understand this. You are an observer with a body to experience your observations. It is what you choose to observe and experience that determines what you observe and experience.
Wow.
Pretty good. It is all there for you automatically. So choose many things and you will see many things.
That
So
makes sense.
goals, it sounds like it's really your focus. You know,
Mhm.
what you observe, so it's your focus, and that is
Right.
part of your choice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, wonderful,
Yes.
It's
powerful.
just amazing book.
And so, I mean, he
Yes.
even talks about, multiple times the author talks about having read through this the first time and then go back, read through it again
Mhm.
and again, because there's so much, and it along with that mantra he uses, I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy, and he puts it like multiple times throughout the pages of the
Thousands.
book.
Mhm.
And just like he says, we feed off of repetition. Our minds, our brains, we need to hear them a lot.
Mhm.
And so the important thing though is the repetition to be something that's positive, that's going to be towards what you want in your life, what you desire in your life, is the important thing, because we do have repetitive thoughts. Are they good? Are they not? That's the important question.
Wow, that's
Yep.
very interesting. Well,
Yeah.
we thank you
Yeah.
for joining us for chapter 6. We will be reviewing the next chapter, 7 and 8.
Yes.
And we thank you, and we hope you come back
Yeah.
and listen to the next chapters. And have a great night.
I am wealth. I am abundance.
I am joy.
Awesome.